All right, good to see you guys.
Now that you guys are starting your last week of playing, what is the message to what you guys want to get done before the Players Conference break?
Yeah, going through our vet minicamp, we keep it very similar to our OTAs. The idea and the goal behind these practices are for our guys just to compete, right? Compete for a chance to put themselves in position to have an opportunity to make our team in training camp. So teaching a lot of techniques, fundamentals, calls, just to make sure our guys have heard it before and heard it several times. So we show back over training camp, our guys have some familiarity with what we're doing. They know how to do it. They know how we practice. They know what we're asking them, so we can hit the ground running when we get to training camp.
What have you seen from Diggs now that he's been on the team for a little bit?
From Diggs, what I've seen is just a guy who I thought we would get, a guy who's made plays. I think every time we've thrown him the ball, he's come down with it, sure-handed guy, a really good teammate, great energy around the building and locker room with the guys. So I'm excited to continue to see his growth into learning our offense and how we do things, but couldn't be more pleased with where he is right now.
How are some of the rookies been getting acclimated to being around the veterans now? They've been around the OTAs and now first day minicamp.
Our rookies have come in. They've done a nice job, right? A lot of guys, they've had a lot of work to do to catch up, right? But they put the work in, and guys are showing up. Cade, Kamari, Blake, all the guys. Cade, they're all doing really good, getting adjusted to how we do things, and they're showing up and making plays too. So I'm excited to see what they do over the break, over the summer break, and how they're preparing themselves to come back ready to make a push.
There were a handful of plays where guys went to the ground. What's your message to them? Do you care if they go to the ground in OTAs like this or not?
When it comes to guys going to the ground in OTAs, it's something that I do not want to see, something I do not encourage at all. I want our guys to stay up, right, and compete in a healthy manner. This time is about keeping everybody up and keeping everybody safe, and you're trying to make sure guys make it out healthy. That's the biggest thing. So you don't want to see guys go to the ground at all. But guys get tripped up, and we play fast, right? And that happens at times when you play football. But you continue to learn how to be a pro, and you learn how to practice. And it comes with, especially a lot of young guys have to learn, how to stay up and still go as fast as you can possibly go.
DeMeco, you seem real purposeful in kind of keeping the offense intact, but adding some more pieces like Stephon and a few other pieces. Why was that the case? And going into year 2 for CJ, what do you expect to see from him for him to take the next step?
Well, for our team, it's my job to make sure we're always improving our roster and giving ourselves the best chance to go out and compete. So every move that we make, it's geared toward winning games and putting ourselves in an advantageous position. So we want to get as many playmakers as we can, many guys who can get after the quarterback, attack the football, like as much competition as we can get. That's my job to do, and that's why we brought in the guys that we brought in.
Follow up on that, you already had Nico, you had Tank, you had Dalton, obviously you guys added Joe Mixon. What's kind of going to be the approach to making sure that all these playmakers that you have are fed to give you guys the best version of your offense?
For all the guys that we have, we talk about playmakers, we talk about all the guys at different positions. At the end of the day, all the guys we have, they care about winning. So it doesn't matter who's touching the ball, who's wide receiver 1, how many touches Joe gets, how many touches Damien. It doesn't matter. I always tell our coaches, what do we need to do that particular week to win the game? And that's what we'll do. That's always been my approach, right, to game planning, is what do we need to do to win that particular week.
On the defensive side of the ball, you're projected to have almost half the unit or more as new starters. When do you start building that chemistry, and how do you do it if it's now without pads?
Yeah, they're not new starters now. We've been practicing for a while here in phase 1 and phase 2, so everybody's been working together. So nobody's new. Everybody knows what we're doing. They've been operating really well together.
This wide receiving core, of course, everyone always talks about Tank and Stephon and Nico, but what have you been seeing from some of the other guys like Jared Wayne and Jaden Jenkins, I think, the undrafted rookie?
From the other receivers that we don't talk about, you talk about a guy who's improved a lot throughout these OTAs and minicamp. Mechie has shown up, right? He's looking more explosive this second time around. Jared Wayne he's been healthy. He's been able to showcase that he can, big catch radius. He can go up and catch the ball. Long guy who can run, playing physical. So Hutch is flying around full speed every single play. So I'm happy with what Hutch is doing as well. He's improving his route running and his ability, to attack edges and get open. So all those guys we don't talk about, everybody wants to hear about our top guys, but our depth, we have a lot of guys who are working and they are gaining valuable experience from getting the reps that they've been getting.
DeMeco, when you looked during practice today, you had a Jacob Phillips pick 6 during team drill, if I'm not mistaken. What have you seen from him since he got here, and how does he fit your defensive structure?
Jacob he's grown, right? He's improved day to day, and we'll see where we end up come training camp.
Coach, we always talk about the year 2 for these players, but what about for coaches as far as Gerard and Bobby is concerned?
For everyone, when it comes to that second year, you always want to see growth and improvement, and I think we've seen that from our offensive staff in general, like the looks and things that they're giving us, stressing us on defense, really making guys communicate, giving us some really tough looks. That's credit to Bobby and what he's done with his staff. So we each year try to give coaches more and more responsibilities and allow them chances and opportunities to grow, and that's what the off season is about for us as coaches. So in our meetings and those things, we try to get as many coaches up to talk in front of the group, to give those guys that experience. So if they happen to get the opportunity, right, to lead the group, it's not their first time standing in front of the team. So give guys those opportunities, and I think that helps them, all right, in their development.
Are you comfortable with where Laramie and Titus are and getting back, and with them out, how valuable is it for all those guys, especially Blake, to get some of those reps?
Yeah, for right now, when it comes to Titus and Laramie, those guys are battling back. They both had surgery, so they're in our return to play group, and they're on the right track to be back and be ready for training camp. So that's when we'll see where they are at that point in time.
DeMeco, you talk a lot about obviously it's a build-up, but it all really starts at training camp. What do you want these guys to do when they leave mini camp in this break? What's your message to them for that in-between time?
Yeah, my biggest message for guys is don't lose what you've gained over the past 9 weeks. All right, guys, you're in great shape. We've been practicing football. Like, don't just go away and do nothing and think you're going to pick it back up, right, a week before, 2 weeks before training camp. When you leave, you have to continue to train, continue to build on the gains that you've made. I want guys to stay on it. So you're a step ahead when you come back to training camp. You're not coming back to training camp and trying to use camp to get in shape. If you have to use camp to get in shape, and it's going to be a long camp for you, and that's when you're susceptible to injury, right? So my main thing is just stay on it. You're at a great point with your bodies, like stay on it and come back in the best shape of your life.
In 2024, there's new kickoff rules for the NFL. Could you explain some of that to the fans and how you guys have prepared for it?
Yeah, we've been experiencing with the new kickoff rule. It's going to be new for everyone, right? And I think the fans will see it'll be exciting. You're actually going to get actual kickoff. You're going to get a play, and I think that was the biggest thing of putting the kickoff back in. No more fair catch, right? So you're going to force a returner to run the ball. The distance is shorter, so guys, aren't picking up as much speed when it comes to the kickoff team. So those blocks are going to happen very quickly. It's going to be in a short area. So guys got to win with quickness, right? And I think you're going to see a lot of plays made on the edge of the kickoff and kickoff return, where I've seen it where the kickoff returner it's going to be like a 3-on-3 type of game where you have 3 blockers, all right, 3 defenders trying to make a play. And if the returner is quick enough, fast enough, he probably split. So you'll see a lot of plays being made on the kickoff team and the kickoff return team this year.
In what ways have you seen CJ grow this offseason?
One more time.
In what ways have you seen CJ grow since he's come in this offseason?
Yeah, CJ is continuing to grow, just in his leadership. I think just seeing him today, the offense wasn't doing that great offensively, and to see him just stop it, try to bring all the guys together, settle them down. Like you talk about from year 1 to year 2, you didn't see that last year from CJ. So, and that's what you would love to see in your quarterback, him having an awareness for how a practice is going and having the wherewithal to step in and let's course correct while we can, while we're actually out here on the field, not wait until we get in and watch the film and come back tomorrow. And no, let's stop it and let's do something about it right now. So that's one area of growth that I see, just his awareness to be able to step up and say something when it's not going the way it should go.
Look at Juice Strokes. Have you seen a lot of progression from the offseason now to having a whole healthy offseason?
Yeah, Juice is looking great. I mean, he's done a great job. He's been here, I think, for most of the offseason. Even before we started our offseason program, Juice was here working out with our strength staff, and you can see, right, the growth. You can see him. He looks stronger. He looks better. Man, I'm encouraged to where Juice is right now.
To follow up on Jonathan's question, you talked a little about CJ's growth and leadership. One thing that I think we've all noticed is how his ability to connect with people from different walks of life. How valuable do you think that's been to the Texans, and just being able to connect with anybody from any walk of life?
And when you talk about building a team and everything that it takes to build a team, it's all about connection, right? For all of us, we're all in a people business, and we have to be able to connect to get the best out of each other. And when you're connected, right, you feel a heightened sense of urgency to get it done, because it truly, the guy to the left or to the right of you truly means something to you, right? And that connection, for me, it's when you're connected and you're a tight team, like, you have opportunity to go and do great things. If you're not connected, right, you have no shot. So his ability to connect with many different people from all walks of life, it definitely helps him to win a locker room. And when your quarterback is your leader and he's connected with everyone in the locker room, not just the offensive side, but he's connected to everyone, like, it makes it easier for our team to progress and move forward much quicker because of his leadership ability.
Last one, Seth. DeMeco, with Christian Harris last year, about midway through the season, it seemed like he got a lot better at a lot of things all at once. Was there a specific coaching point that made things click for him?
For Christian, Steph, it was just all about just confidence. Just believe that you can make those plays. And I think, and for me as a coach, is one thing you just continue to, exude and push that confidence upon him, because he's a great player. He's talented, has all the athletic ability. Now it's just him just continuing to believe that. And once he crossed that threshold of believing, that's when you see him take off. And he made play after play for us at crucial moments in games. He stepped up and made big-time plays for us, just because, take the technique and all those things aside, right? You have to believe you can make plays in this league and believe you're a playmaker. And now he knows that, and he's walking in that manner. And, it's really cool to see him, show up and make plays, even still today, making plays all over the field. So it's one guy I'm proud of, and I'm so proud to see his growth.
Was part of it just like trusting his keys?
Yeah.
Was he second guessing himself?
That's it. You talk about being a great football player, no matter the position, right? It's all about your instincts, right? And if you have the instincts and you see it and you trust it and you go with it and you play fast, you make plays. So Christian never had a problem with it. It's just, don't second guess yourself. Just go and make the play. And that's for every position. Guys who play fast, right, their instincts are taking over. They're not thinking. They're on autopilot. They're just rolling. They know they know the techniques. They know how to do it. Now they just let their bodies just take over and go make plays.
Thanks, Coach.
All right.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
All right.